Hello. I never really know if I'm truly on yet or not. It's still buffering through here. Oh, it says I'm live. So I'm live. Is anybody on yet? I'm gonna mess around here with my video a little bit so you can see my hand. Looks like the stitching's kind of fuzzy, but we'll work with that. Hi guys. It is Sunday night, July 26th, 7:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I said I would be on at around 7. Sorry, just running late. Hi Gail, how are you? If everybody's on, they can say hi, then I will know when to get started. It's weird because the stitching camera, see my hand's very clear. I guess the stitching's more clear with my hand near it. But it seems fuzzy to me on my computer, so I'm sorry about that. I've been working on that for about a half hour. It is what it is. This is hi Debbie from Hershey, PA. How are things in Pennsylvania? So I'm just adjusting some screens here. You guys let me know if one looks better than the other. I have dirt on my monitor. I really need to clean down here, I think. It is hot here too, Gail, 90 plus, and I think the heat index was higher than that. We've had a very busy weekend. We had 2 graduation parties yesterday, a birthday party today. Came home from the birthday party, got into the pool, and of course the grandkids show up to go swimming. I don't know what the heat index was here today, not that high. So then by the time they left from swimming, we're trying to get dinner on. We've had a very busy weekend, like I said. So, we're trying to get some honey bottled up to go to market. Get some other things done. You know how it goes. And we went down to the farm stand around the corner and got dinner, if you know what I mean. Do you guys have those kinds of dinners where you just cook the vegetables that you get at the farm stand? That's it. So we had corn on the cob, sliced tomatoes, some zucchini, summer squash and onion done in those foil pockets out on the grill. What else do we have? Some cottage cheese, you know, just a veggie dinner. One thing I wanted to put out there first. I did a live floss tube, what was it, last Saturday. And I have a giveaway attached to that floss tube. And remember when everybody was commenting and I said, yes, you don't have to worry about it, you're commenting now, it'll carry over? I was wrong. Those comments did not carry over. So, if you are interested in the giveaway, and just to refresh everybody's memory, I guess, while I'm trying to thread this stinking needle, I'm giving away a copy of Land That I Love. Is that going to show that upside down? It is. By Teresa Kogut. Sorry about the glare. I have an extra copy. I'm giving it away. So you have to go back to that video and make a comment, Land That I Love. And then I will do the random comment picker to pick the giveaway recipient. I am stitching that. Right now I'm focused on 3 pieces. I think I told you guys this before. I'm focused on Beach Dance by Lindy Stitches. That is my morning and any time during the day that I get time to stitch. And then at night I am alternating between the one you see here, which is, I'll move the piece to see if you, this is the very beginning of Mushroom and Fern Mandala by Chatelaine Designs. Very beginning. This piece is going to measure probably 26 inches square. Maybe 20, I think it might be 27, I forget now, because it's been a while since I did the calculations. I alternate between this and Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut at night. So I'm seeing progress on both, which is nice. It's a little faster. Well, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, this is on 28 count, and I don't think I brought down the fabric tag tonight. I'm having a heck of a time threading this needle today. So we're going to keep trying. I have lots of needles on this project at the moment because I have lots of threads. If I zoomed back out, you would see tons of threads because I'm doing sections, and then, you know, it is what it is. This is 28 count fabric. The fabric that I'm doing on The Land I Love is 40 count. It is my first time stitching on 40 count. I use a magnifier, and it is going a little slow. Beach Dance is cute. I call it my booby stitch, and every time I call it that, my husband giggles. So I just have to figure out where I am on this pattern for a second, and then I will be right with you guys. Give me 2 seconds. This chart is 36 pages, and last night I decided I need to get the whole chart together because I was getting disoriented. So I took 36 pages and taped it all together into a huge chart that's now folded up and on a little easel that I use. So I just need to figure out where I'm at. I think I just did. Let's hope. Let me get this started. I don't know how much you can see on there. Let's tilt you this way. I don't know. Sorry guys if you can't see the stitching really well. This is on a 27-ish scroll frame that my husband made for me. It mounts on my floor stand, which he has modified because I don't have a very expensive floor stand. I have what was I going to say? I have a $40 Michaels floor stand, and he modified it to go on there. I've taken the scroll rods off that stand in order to prop it up here on the desk so that I could do the stitch with me. Can you see? I don't know if you guys can see how well you can see. Oh, nice, Gail. I did start adding the beads. I decided that I'm going to bead this as I go. There are a lot of beads on this. So I've decided I'm going to bead it as I go. I started with these beads here in the center. And I'll just kind of go from there. Well, that didn't work out very well. I'm not used to working on this angle. I probably should have picked a different project, but I really wanted you guys to see this one. This is one I watched Stephanie on as Lindy Stitches. I love her patterns too. I have several of them going. She was working on this Mushroom and Fern Mandala by Chatelaine Designs. During some floss tubes. Oh, I scooched us out of frame here. You can see it, Gail. Good. Thanks. It looks really fuzzy on my end, so I'm glad you can see it. That makes me happy. I'm just trying to make sure I keep it in frame here. She was working on this, and I kept watching it, going, gosh, that's beautiful, but it's so huge. And she got it done, and she showed it on a floss tube, and that was it. I was hooked. I'm actually going to, I've done a lot of research on that, so this is the first project I've ever beaded. And I think what I'm going to try, Gail, is I'm going to use scrap pieces of my batting to protect the beads as I roll. And I'm just going to be conscious about how tight I roll the scroll frames. You guys can't see it because this is a self-engineered scroll frame. Along the sides, I have the fabric cut much larger than I need. And I have tacks along the side to keep it taut from left to right. And so I think when I roll, I'm just going to be very conscious of the fact that I am rolling up beads. I'm not going to roll super tight. I don't really need to roll it super tight. And I'm going to use scraps of my batting to just kind of put over the beads to protect them. I've asked several people that work on beaded projects that roll it up like that, and that's what they use. They use either fabric or batting, something to cushion the beads a little bit. So, I'm hoping that everything works out well. This project's kind of been, hey Mom, has kind of been, it's evolving as I go. So I get bored with one part and I'll move on to another. So originally I thought I was just going to do the center and work out. Then I progressed into, well, maybe I'll do pages. Do a page and then doing the next page. That became very disorienting. So then last night I ended up putting this 36 page pattern together, and now I have it folded up in an easel over here, and I'm highlighting as I go. The pattern itself is not hard, but it takes a little thought sometimes because it's not just cross stitch, as you can see. In here, this is called the meadow. And this is a bunch of line stitching, and there'll be a ton of French knots, and then in the corners down here and on the other three corners likewise there'll be some scroll work in there. So I feel like it's moving farther and farther away from me. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So I'm trying to get to the point where I could at least get one of those corner scroll pieces in. And then these, I call them weeds. It's called a meadow. I call them weeds. I'm going to be a little artistic with these once I can get the scroll pieces in to figure out that I absolutely fit the scroll pieces in. And I'm just going to work the other stuff in around them. And I'm going to kind of use my artsy stuff to fill in. Sorry, I wanted to apologize to everybody. I'm a day late with this. I was trying to do this yesterday, and quite honestly, it just got impossible. We had they're awesome times, but we are super busy. We had a brunch grad party at 11 o'clock in the morning. It does, Gail. That's why I do it, because I'm ADD and I get bored. But I think it works out well. Anyway, we had a brunch grad party, and then we had another one at 3 o'clock, which was just kind of weird timing-wise, because we didn't have enough time in between those things to do anything productive. Do you know what I mean? I felt like I couldn't really start anything because I couldn't really, I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. So we kind of pussed around and did things, just odd things to took care of the ducks. We came home between the grad parties and we swam because it was hot. Yeah. And it just became, by the time we got home from the second grad party, we were exhausted and we just kind of wanted to be done with the day. So my apologies, I couldn't, you know, such is life right now. I think next week we have one grad party and I think that's it, which I think is the lightest weekend we've had in a while. Plus I've been working later on Friday nights. So when you have a busy weekend, it really cuts the weekend pretty short. I do really enjoy working on this piece. Because there's so many different things you can work on, you don't get bored. You really don't. If you get sick of cross stitching, there's all these other stitches to do in it. Embroidery or whatever. Yeah. There are, I think this pattern was originally released back in 2018. I think I'm correct in that. One of the silk floss, it has a combination of silks, wool, and DMCs, and treasure braid. Petite treasure braid. I'm a total novice when it comes to that stuff. It looked like I just miscounted, but nope, I didn't. I'm good. Good. I'll show you in just a second when I get a couple stitches in. Getting ready to have to knot this thread off. It takes all sorts of things and beads. I was able to get a bead kit for this, which is nice. So I was trying to shop for the individual beads, and I found through the Chatelaine support group on Facebook that there was actually a company here in the States that sells bead kits for the Chatelaine. So you're working on some Halloween smalls. Oh, I like that idea, Gail. Halloween smalls. I have not. It's a small. It's by With Thy Needle and Thread. I started during Mania, and I'm looking to get back to that. So I have a list of things that are going on after the beach dance. So I'm hoping to get them done. Oh, nice, Mom. Mom is working on the Deck the Halls strawberries from Blackbird Designs, right, Mom? With Deb and I. And she was having trouble stitching on linen. Current word is Blood Moon by Witchy Stitch. Confetti heavy. Yeah, I'm not really, I will admit, I will do confetti stitching when called for, but I'm not a huge fan. You know what I worry about is I've been watching people who have been stitching kringles. Are you guys familiar with kringles? I started it during Mania. I think I started in Mania. And I watched Fat Quarter Shop Floss Tube the other evening, and Kimberly was saying that it at times is confetti kind of ish. So I'm kind of, oh, Oscar came down. I had the door shut. He's still down here. So Oscar the cat. Let's talk about Oscar the cat. Here he comes. He might get on camera. Hi, bud. Are you going to come visit? You cannot lay on my stitching because that's where it gets you into trouble. Nope, you can't lay here. I don't know if you guys can see him. Oh, you can just see his ears. Here, let me see if I can move this so you can see him. No, you're not climbing on there. See, of course I'm on a live, and he's going to cause trouble. You're not climbing on there. Do you want to go back there? See, you guys, on live, you get the whole kit and caboodle. No pun intended. I don't want you on that. Go around. Good job, bud. So we've been having problems with Oscar down in my sewing room, so we can talk about this. I don't want you on that. No. Here. See, you're going to get me to yell at my cat on here. Oh. No, Gail, I would cry. I seriously would cry. I do not want you on here. So no. There. So Oscar the cat has been causing trouble in my sewing room, and so he has now been banned from my sewing room. See how I'm having to move stuff now because he's down here? Anyway, he's been banned from my sewing room. He's been sleeping on quilts that when I have them on the long arm back here. He's been sleeping in my cubby holes that I have all my fabric stash stored in. And I have customer quilts coming through here right now, so that's a problem. So, he's been banned from here because he causes such a problem. And I don't want customer quilts going out loaded with cat fur. So it's become a little bit of an issue. So we've decided that we need to close the door of the basement, which I don't particularly care for because leaving the door open gets more airflow down here on days that we do not have climate control running. Let me see if I can get him to settle down. Did you want to come here? Right here? Okay. Why don't you lay there then? Anyway, he is a troublemaker, but he is the cutest stinking thing. So we decided that we're going to close the door down here. So now when I go up tonight, I'll have to make sure he gets out of here. He will, when I have this piece here on the frame upstairs, he will climb on it and try to lay on it. Matt and I looked at screen doors, Gail, yesterday because I thought that would be good. Put a screen door, keep airflow going, all this other stuff. It was going to cost a small fortune, and we couldn't find exactly what we wanted. And I'm okay spending a small fortune, but we couldn't find exactly what I wanted. So we're still working on solutions. But he is trouble down here. He unrolled. Can you guys, oh, wrong shoulder. See this roll of batting that I have? It is on a bar that goes lengthwise underneath my long arm. He unrolled that whole thing. And I just can't say anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What do you do? But let me tuck this thread in. I've gotten really good on this project about tucking in threads from me in the back without actually flipping it over and looking at the back. That's talent right there. So that's that. And then I snip off all my ends at one time when I flip it over. What are you OMGing, Gail? The cat? I'm too old for this stuff, you know. The cat, you guys remember Oscar's story, right? Like, our youngest daughter, Courtney, brought him home, claiming that she found him in the street. And then she moved to California. So, we have him. He's almost 2, and when we first got him, I suspect that he was a kitty taken away from his mama a little too soon. but he ended up costing us, I don't know, $500. Because when we took him to the vet, he was infested with fleas. He was infested with, let me see if I can get this camera. There we go. I feel like the camera's just dropping. And it probably is. It's on one of those stretchy arms, so let's see if I can get it. There. Sorry, that made you guys sick. He cost us a small fortune, about $500. He was infested with fleas. His ears were full of mites. He had some mange working, some skin issues working. He needed to be fixed. And his name, my daughter and her boyfriend had named him Frank. And his behavior warranted a different name, so we named him Oscar. And my daughter came home for a visit and kept calling him Frank, and I told her, you can call him Frank, but that's going to cost you $500 in naming rights. No, see, he's trying to climb on the stitching. Oscar, no. No. He's going to be a pill. Watch. You cannot. Come here. Let's show you to everybody so they can see what a pill you are. This is Oscar. And he's so cute. But he's given me poison ivy. I have a couple patches of it now from him, from doing this very thing, because he demands attention. And isn't he cute? And you think he's a sweet boy. He is trouble with a capital T. Aren't you? So you're just a teenager, huh? Are you just a teenager? But look at him. How do you not love that face? And now he's going to go back to trying to climb on my stitching. Oops. I've got this scroll rod propped up on a couple of my, I have the wrong hand underneath here. I have 2 scrap bowls down here that I have for when I'm cutting out quilting stuff. And I have the scroll frame propped up here, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but it's working quite nicely. What else can I talk about? Work's been really busy, as always. We are still working from home. I would say 80-20. There's a nursing manager in the office every day of the week. Some weeks I do 1 day, some weeks I do 2 days. I usually do 2 days on the nights that I stay late on Friday nights, because I do 1 day early in the week, like Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll go in on Friday because I have to be there late to schedule anyway. So work's been busy. Life has been kind of busy. My husband has contracted out a contractor to come drywall. He has an attached 5-bay garage is attached to our house. That was one of the selling points of this house when we bought it, was that he could have a big garage. So he has a contractor coming in tomorrow. He had it set up before the COVID thing. Gail, this has taken practice. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually like the two-handed stitching if I can get the setup right. This is working out really well tonight. It doesn't always. Anyway, he's got a contractor coming in. They're gonna drywall the interior, the ceiling. He's drywalled all the walls in that garage. It is big. But he has a company coming in to drywall the ceiling. So they are coming in tomorrow. So he is out there right now, finishing up just getting some stuff out of the way so they can do what they need to do with as little hindrance as possible. And I think when I go back upstairs, I won't be working on this. I think I'm going to knit tonight. I'm working on socks for my daughter, for one of my daughters. I have 3 of them. That's okay, Deb. You could watch it later too. It'll go up on the YouTube channel. And I just want to say again, in case anybody's piped on, I am doing a giveaway, Land That I Love. I said it in my last video. If you want to be part of that giveaway, you need to go to the last video and comment Land That I Love somewhere in there. And I will do the random comment generator on my next live. I will do it live and I will announce the winner then. And then you will have to wait until the video goes up on the channel. And you can contact me. But here, what was I talking? Oh, the garage. So he's excited. That's getting done, which I'm excited for him. He's been wanting to do that for a long time. So I'm happy he's getting that done. I talked about knitting. I'm going to knit tonight, I think, while we watch some more S.H.I.E.L.D. We've been binge watching S.H.I.E.L.D. We also binge watched that show Down to Earth on Netflix. I don't know if I ever said this. We got rid of cable a long time ago. Like, I think before the pandemic, actually. Down to Earth was very interesting. It's with Zac Efron, and it talks about mainly how to take better care of our planet. Is that beads? I see that you already put on it. Yes. So, Mom, let me see if I can get these. I got a Chatelaine here. Here is the first 4 beads right here. Let's see if I can show you the cat and not destroy my camera. See, there's the bowl. I have it propped on. There's the cat laying right next to the scroll frame. Let me see if I can get this back. Yes. So that's the beads in the center. I was going to work on the beading. I'm going to show you in just a second. Right in here. This is full of beads, this part here, and in these blank spaces. All the cross stitches that are going to go in here are in, and I was going to work on these beadings while we were here, but I thought, that's a lot of thinking to be doing on a live, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to start showing you. I wonder if I should move this, because we're 40 minutes in. I'm going to end soon anyway. So that's my stitching for tonight. You see I made a little bit of progress. Let me move it over here. Alright, so I didn't plan on doing this, but let me show you some of the things that this uses. So I've got several rings. So these are some of the colors. Let's see if I can get them in the frame. There we go. They're kind of a mess, but see the blues and the greens, and then I have a lot of petite treasure braid in here. So there's a lot of that. And then these are Dinky Dyes pearl cottons. Then there are quite a few DMCs. Let me move this out of the way. So that's some DMC ring. Some of them I'm really disorganized. This is a DMC pack that goes to this. This is another DMC ring. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is nuts. This is another DMC ring, and I believe this has some substitutes. So what I was starting to say earlier, and I don't think I ever finished, was, and here's the beads. There's still more DMC in here, but I think they're, let me get these out. So let me get all these out of the way. Lots of flosses. Lots of silks. There's wool in here. There's pearl cottons. There's treasure braids. There's all sorts of things. And a couple of the silks have since been discontinued, so I'm having to sub in things. And here is the bead kit. See, I don't know if you can see that. No, it's washing it out. It says mushroom and fern. Let me switch this to single. Okay, is that better? So this are the rest of the beads. Those 4 in the center I put on last night, and here are all the rest. And I'm kind of, well, I enjoyed the beading I did last night. That was only 4 beads. And I think as long as I do it as I go, I think I will be... I do. You know, Gail, what I'm storing it in is, do you guys remember this box that I got from the Bloomtopia box quilt? That's what it's all in. And I actually took a nightstand out of one of my spare bedrooms and put the end table into the spare bedroom and put the nightstand out by my stitchy chair, which has a drawer and it has a place to put things underneath, and all the stuff goes there, so it's nice and tucked out of the way. Anyway, I was saying I like the thought of beading as I go. I think that if I got to the end and I had a gazillion beads to do, I might actually lose my mind. So I like beading as I go. I like seeing the progress of it, and I'm just hoping the batting works to protect the beads, because those bigger beads in the center, I'm not really worried about something happening to them because they're big. These are tiny. These are seed beads. The other ones, well, a lot of them. So there's these ones that are a little bit not as big as the center, but they are, can you guys see them? A little bit on the bigger side. But then I have seed beads that are this big. They're teeny. So yeah, I think beading as I go is definitely the thing. So right now my plan is to work from the middle down, and then I will come back up and do the middle up and do it that way. I prefer to stitch in the lower half of my scroll frame. It's just what's most comfortable to me. And yeah, so right now I'm working on the center down. So I think what I will do is probably work on the beading sometime this week in that center portion and see how it goes. But I'd like to get back to land that I love too, and I'm switching between the two of them at night and my knitting. So I don't know. We have the air conditioning on, and I'm finally cool for today, for the first time today. So knitting might be a nice thing to do. So I'm going to do that and take a little break from stitching. Although I gotta tell you, I could stitch on that thing all day long. I love it. I'm totally enjoying my stitching this year. My stitching has transformed this year. It's not just about getting stuff done, and I really just love all the pieces that I've started, every single one of them. So thanks for joining me tonight. I am going to end here. I'm going to go up and spend some time with hubby before we get into the busyness of this week. I will do another live floss tube next Saturday. So 6 days. I will do another live floss tube. I will try to do it mid to late morning, probably between 10 or 11. I will try to give you as much warning as I can so that you can join me here. Otherwise, no fail. The video will go up on my YouTube channel is when we end. I think last time it took 10 minutes before the video showed, but it did show. So you guys have a good night. Thanks for joining me with my stitching.